Okay, just real quick then before I go to bed. 20 to midnight, 24th of June. And oh, look, what do we have here? Water being evaporated from the ground. Well, obviously some kind of, I don't know what it is it actually? Not sure if it's from a cooling tower, right? Because it seems to be, let's see, it seems to be right there. And there's nothing there, so they might have just a specific. Oh, it's actually two, I think. Oh. Anyway, hard to tell, but anyway, it's coming off. There you go. Look at amongst all the chem clouds, you can see. There we go. That's what they're doing. Yeah, and I don't know what kind of nuclear material needs to cause that much. I don't really know much about it. Yeah. However, what is the issue with Iran having nuclear, well, they say nuclear weapons, but I don't think it's that at all, because I think nuclear weapons are bullshit. I don't think they're even real. I think what it is, isn't it? I don't know. I know they have like like breeder reactors, okay, and they can produce more radioactive material, okay, and then they can process it and refine it, right? And they say refining it is to make weapons grade material, right? Which is bullshit, right? Like you know, like Nagasaki and Hiroshima, right? They say that was nuked, yeah, bollocks. More like firebombed by a massive fleet of aircraft, right? Isn't it strange? Like, you know, the perception I had of Hiroshima and Nagasaki is like basically one bomber dropped a nuke, right? With what? A few fighters, but the reality was a huge bomber fleet, massive. So it's bollocks. Okay, what it is they don't. I think what it is, maybe countries who have nuclear power plants, right, but are not allowed to have breeder reactors, alright? They get supplied the nuclear material to run their nuclear, I don't know, first stage nuclear reactor, yeah? Maybe some of these Eastern European countries, right? I think like Bulgaria, I think even Romania has them. Well, strangely, Greece, I don't think Greece has, right? What it is they don't want Iran, yeah, to have like a breeder reactor and produce lots of radioactive material, which they can then refine, right? Which I reckon, because if you look at the nuclear power plant Iran has right now, there's like no cooling tower or anything like that. There's not. They're not producing McClouds. So what it is they're afraid that other countries will produce a higher grade nuclear material, which is probably so potent it basically they just open a water gate from the sea or a lake or whatever, some water source, and it just runs through this high grade nuclear material, yeah, and it produces McClouds, you see, and they would be afraid of say like Iran having that, because Iran could literally then turn basically most of it's a desert, right? A vast desert. They could turn it green, which is, like I said before, I think they were afraid of Gaddafi as well, using his man-made river wonder of the world project. He was going to use groundwater to turn Libya green. Not necessarily by nuclear technology, maybe he had something else, I don't know. Okay, and that would go against the satanic globe doctrine, wouldn't it? Imagine that if they could turn Iran, a so-called desert region, or in fact any desert, just go to the Sahara, right? Put a few nuclear, if you can get to a water source, right? And nuclear reactors there with cooling towers and with the decent radioactive material, and wow, you're producing clouds, you're producing rain, and all of a sudden, oh, you have a temperate region now, and then and that will dispel the belief in the globe, wouldn't it? If countries like that were allowed to turn their desert region country into a like Europe, basically temperate, yeah, and they could, and all you do to get a climate like you do here is you block out the sun. Well, basically the majority of the time, apparently, or at least have it mostly cloudy. I mean, this whole blocking out the sun entirely thing, that is satanic, sick. I mean, the whole thing is, anyway, it's all about denying God, having people thinking they're on a ball. And that's what it is. I'm convinced, 100% convinced that's what it is. And I think if that's what Iran wants, I mean, I don't even believe like Iran is fully against the West. I reckon they have the same deal. They have, what do they call them? The Baha'i, those fire worshippers, right? They're satanic. Yeah. The largest Baha'i temple is in Israel, after all. So they're basically, there's no such thing as Jews. It's just all the Satan worshippers. So that's who they are, and Satan worshippers, Satanists can be any race, and that's what Baha'i are. They call themselves different names, whatever they want to call themselves. Right? So there must be like a Baha'i influence in Iran. Even this whole what do you call them, like mullahs and all that, yeah. I'm sure, was Ayatollah, wasn't it? He was educated in France, right? Yeah, he's probably a Satanist. So that's just all that kind of control there. It's just straight up Satanist. Maybe there are elements in Iran that aren't Satanists. And they're worried about them taking control of Iran and maybe using the technology to make it temperate. I mean, after all, Iran was a jungle at some point, if you look back in history, if you can believe history. But it was a jungle, and there was I can't remember what, whatever empire it was, I don't know, yeah. In all their artwork, it's just a lost jungle, right? But under our new narrative, satanic one, you're on a ball, and those are desert regions, and that's the end of it. Even though they get less sun than we do in our summer, right? Which would make us a desert, wouldn't it? Like half the year up here, yeah. Especially in the Arctic Circle, that would make it a desert half the year, wouldn't it? There's more sun than the Sahara. Yes, yes, it is. If not for my clouds, which is all manufactured. My clouds and my ball, they go together. Okay, and there it is. I mean, just look at it. There we go. It's raining tomorrow. Yes, because it's already coming over. Or maybe it might miss. It looks like it's going that way. Maybe it'll reach East Anglia. Yeah? It'll rain over East Anglia tomorrow anyway. Or pretty much right now. And there you go. That's how far do the lights go? All the way to hell.